I want to talk about something that to me is starting to really upset me. Like, I look at the world, I look at what I see on the news. I try not to watch it because it's just depressing as hell, but I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing on social media anymore. And for years now, we've said about how social media could be toxic, but it is more toxic than ever. Why? Because we live in a world where if you have a difference of opinion, you are downright chastised by the other side that you do not agree with. You can put simply, I like cats more than I like dogs. And it just becomes hell. And that's what we have been trained to do. We have been trained to hate people that disagree with us. And that comes from the media, yes. MSNBC, Fox News, all these cable broadcasting networks, they are responsible. People in our government are responsible for the way that we now speak to each other and look at each other. The big thing now is if you disagree with somebody, you're a racist, or a Nazi, or a homophobe, or just a downright piece of garbage. Why? Because you have a difference of opinion. And I get that there are some things where, okay, it's a matter of human decency, but come on. I think we're stretching it just a little bit these days. And one thing that stood out to me was Matt Van Swall. This was something that stood out to me when I was reading it. He is I guess you could say, MAGA supporter. He went there with the MAGA hat. And I'm not really, again, I don't constitute myself as MAGA. I still look at myself as an independent person, even though I respect the movement. I kind of see where President Trump is going with it. I don't live by the notion of, oh, well, it's a racist term. No, I think he legitimately wants to make America great economically, when we weren't offended by every little thing known to man. That's the America I want to live in, where you can disagree with your neighbor, but also sit down for a beer. And we're not in that America anymore. We're not. So this Trump supporter, MAGA person, whatever it was, from North Carolina, he showed up to the No Kings rally. Now, again, that was something that did I agree with? No. I agree with their ability to protest, but I thought the No Kings, it's kind of tough to do that when you took orders from the government to shut down mom and pop businesses and keep corporate America open, told you you needed a vaccine or you were not able to work or get free French fries. Remember that one, Bill de Blasio? So, and your party gave you somebody to run for president last election that got not one vote from the American public in a primary to put her on the ballot. Now just think about that. What's fair is fair, right? Now you can look at Donald Trump and say, hey, some of these things that he's doing is authoritarian, and I commend people for protesting it because that's America. That's what we should do. Stand up, protest. It takes balls, it takes guts. And I respect anyone that does it on any side, as long as it's peaceful. People literally ran from this person, Matt Van Swall, who went to this No Kings rally. He went there smiling and he, he was letting people pet his dog, his golden retriever. Now, the cynical person will say, oh, well, he must have had an ulterior motive of going there. Or maybe he didn't. Why does everyone always have to have an ulterior motive? He went to this rally with his golden retriever and he was allowing people to pet the dog. And people literally were running away from him. Not because of anything that he said or he did, but as soon as he went there, what they've been taught to see, they see the red hat and they think racist. They think Nazi. It's not fair. I know many people that wear that hat that are not racists, that are not Nazis. In fact, they're anything, they couldn't be anything but, they're anything further from the truth. That does not describe them at all. And he had a quote. I forget where it is now. I wrote it down somewhere. Ah, yes. Okay. He says, Matt Van Swal, you can smile, be kind, give, and still be seen as a villain by people who've never said a word to you. That's a quote. He also says, they didn't see me. They saw everything they've been told to fear. And then he said something that really hit hard for me. He says this, quote, a lot of us are just strangers who've been taught to run from each other. When we run instead of engage and talk, we lose. End quote. And that's the truth right there. I see people, I see celebrities celebrating that they ended 20 plus year friendships because someone voted for Donald Trump. Bryan Cranston sits there and brags. Jeff Daniels, all these high wing, hot air celebrities. Oh, yeah, I don't talk to my friend anymore because he voted for Donald Trump. What? Are you serious? And to be fair, I see people on the other side. Most notably with the Super Bowl halftime show, calling it a disgrace that someone from another country who can't speak English is performing the halftime show, when in fact, Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico. I guess these people never had social studies or geography because Puerto Rico is the US, in case you didn't know. Okay, and I see people on the other side, the right, that chastise people for having a difference of opinion. It works both ways, and it has to stop. You can be a left-wing person to the left of left, and a right-wing person to the right of right. But you have to be able to come together, at least. You know what I like when I watch some of these old-time debates? Bush Gore, Bush Kerry, hell, even Obama Romney, Obama McCain. There was humble politics. Yes, obviously it got nasty around election time. You had to. That's America. That's what elections always have been. They're always down to get nasty during an election cycle. That's politics. But year round, 24/7, 365 days a year, this hateful vitriol over people that we don't agree with, that's not the America I grew up in. That's not the America that I want my kids to be in either. So this is bigger than politics to me. It's about what happens when propaganda replaces reality. When neighbors stop talking and they start running. And the only way that minds change is through honest engagement, not fear. So if you disagree with somebody, is it the end of the world? No. Maybe talk. Why do you think this way? Why do you think this way? It's a civil debate. But this hate, it's not the America I grew up in. And I don't want to see it continue.